Serves me right for turning on my stream as I was fighting Miru. Whoops. So, spikes are a thing. Guess I know my sound effects a little bit here. I don't think I can just do sound effects in 11. There we go. There we go. Well, hello everybody. For those who are joining, got to catch a little glimpse of Miru before he disappeared and too many people showed up. And yeah, I got murdered. It's always good fun. Let's take off fan dance. Get a little Mont Bro out here. One of the big things about Mirror to keep in mind is there's so many people here that you really want to try to stick to as few trusts as possible. Got rid of my Mont Brow. What can you do, right? Got another minute on weakness before I can do anything super fun. But let's change. Let's put my Climactic Flourish Urger Storm back. I was borrowing Shark Bite for a little bit. Oh man, exciting. I wasn't sure what I was going to be doing today, and as soon as I was setting up my stream, I saw the mirror call. Oh, I'm back in business again. Alright, let's do it. We got some of the big hitters of the server here today. Well, at this time of day, anyway. Kind of weird how it keeps the Racing Jima music going, too. Got my bro out again. This could take a while. Gotta get my Hey Samba ready here to bed as that's wearing. Hey Samba into Rudra. Don't want to lose any momentum. I probably should have Rudra again. It continues. 77% and 40 minutes on the clock. It's hit or miss. I've seen worse. Hit my highest so far on this run, 60k Rudra. Too many weapon skills going off to hit any type of skill chains. Let's check the other steps. Great book step got erased. Alright. To get my macros in place ahead of time, then hit, and hit. Oh no! I'm getting the terror. Yep. I'm at cap 8 now. He's on me. There's roll tracker breaking. Yeah, the longer the mirror fight goes, your window or add-ons will start to break. Oh, I'm back. Oh, you bum. You took away my Samba. But that's okay. How often you see Treasure Hunter 14 on something? Not that it matters for this one. Oh, spikes. I did try to warn people. I see, I see. Got a little risky there. I lost Montbro. He probably tried to cover me. Here we go. Almost at 50% with a half hour in. Y'all think we're gonna get it? I think we've had this bonus for a month or so now, so we'll see what happens. back to terror. Sometimes you want to look at your log a little bit more than the screen because it won't always be going accurate. Or you want to look at your body animations more than other things sometimes. Especially in a high lag situation. I hit many of those 60Ks this time around. Oh, this is a long one. I think we got it, though. Sometimes in high lag you can hit the macro a tiny bit earlier and it'll still go off with like a TP gain. But then sometimes it just won't go off at all too. Let's see, the roll tracker is broken 7 times now? Sounds about right. Fotia proc, thank you. Para be gone. Then things will start to get a little competitive near the end because people want to get the last strike. You hear those little slaps? Pop, 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 pop. Sounds like we're just kind of playing a drum on his belly. Spikes are back. Final 10%. Well, almost. Oh, there we go. Chosen finale. The one song bards don't get. It's just like death. Or maybe like a dismiss summoned a la EverQuest era. Time for the big hits. Time for the big hits. Not the 0 hits, huh? He did. And that's all she wrote for Miryu. I believe I have an order to pick up in Juneau. Been working on some red mage chats. Did I already pick it up? Oh no, it's not done yet. I'm jumping ahead. Do I have the stuff for the next upgrade, or is that the final one? Okay, that's the final one. Well, I can always take it to Leafalia. So, I'm going to poke them with my link shells and see if people are up for Ambuscade. And if they are not, I threw out a suggestion for Delve. I'm not getting a lot of bites today. But might try the 2 new awoken mobs. Let me through, I can fit. Yeah, things have been pretty light. I think I'm doing awoken mobs today. Let's try the 2 new ones. Where's my gear? Got meds. Yeah, I think I'll be okay. So I just want to wait to pick up this piece of armor. Not that I need it for this, but I just don't want to forget about it. I've had times where I drop off upgrade pieces to some of these upgrade NPCs. I'll completely forget I did it, and then it's not in my sets when I need it. Oh, jeez. I already decided to do something else. That was a few minutes ago. Or bathroom. Or any of the other things you would do after an hour fight, I guess. That works too. So I got 2 Ambuscade bites, but they're from newer players that don't have a lot of experience with this particular month. I would need at least one other ace to make a serious go of it. I guess I could always do the normal one, but that's kind of boring. You get to a point where things are a little less interesting. You know what? Let's dump this gear. And I'll just grab it at the end of the stream. I'm going to give it one more upgrade. Let's bring it to +2. So for those who are curious, I just brought a 109 piece to 119. Empyrean armor. And now I'm going to bring that to get a +2 instead of +1. Which starts the swordy end of things. A little more new. I already have these points gathered already. Usually you go into swordy a bunch of times and gather your points and get a sapphire and everything. Take it to this guy and go, hey, upgrade my gear. And he's like, give me a sapphire. Oh, and the gear, by the way. And so that's what you do. Juno wasn't built in a day. It might have been. You never know with those sneaky Zillert. Alright, that whole process has started. Let's attempt one of these new awoken guys. We're gonna go to Zerkabird. Oh, that's an original area. My guess is it's over this way. I could be wrong. It could actually be closer to Castle Saval. So I probably should check the marker. D8. That sounds like it's on the left side of things. All the way down there? Oh, okay. That is a very weird spot, but then again, I mean, for those familiar with the story, it is pretty close to the action. I guess I was expecting it to be closer to the entrance to Dynamis. Let's go find it together. I was gonna fight these guys the day they came out, and then I was like, I should do it on a stream. People could see my live reaction to it. Or my live frustration of getting my butt kicked. If it can kick my butt, that is. We'll find out. Alright, well, this is F8. Definitely not D8. It's probably down at the bottom part then. Maybe there's a cave or something I'm forgetting about. That'd be kind of clever if they snuck something like that there. Oh yeah, there is a cave. What do you know? I bet you it's in there. Oh, but you're definitely not letting me in there, huh? My guess is up there? I mean, all my guesses have been wrong so far, so... Oh, geez. They kept it simple. They're like right next to the entrance, you know. So that's the thing. And that's the entrance to Castle's Wall. So there's probably a faster way to do this, but yeah. Alright. First things first. Should I actually get Trust out if this is going to be a real fight? You know what? No. I'm going to play a fire. If I die, I lose a little bit of EP. Alright, so you're not getting hit for anything. Is that a stone skin? Alright, he's still not getting hit for anything. Alright. Let's switch. No. My battle music stopped. Come on. Alright, I can hit you. So I guess you have to go first. And you are holding a staff. Got it. Or club. Oh, look at you and your spikes. Oh, that's cute. I think that did not hit. There we go. Let's have a little fun with y'all, huh? At least there's no time limit. I got another demon added. He's like, hey, can I join the fun, guys? I know you're like way more powerful than me and I'm like only level 50. I'd like to get some of that action. First demon, time for you to die. Are you hittable now? Can I hit you for damage? No. Not yet. Alright, I'm starting to think you might have a mechanic where you're immune to pierce. You're not, though. Alright, listen here, Demon Knight. You're cute, but bye. Oh, did I make a new friend? I did make a new friend. Come here, Mr. Wizard. Oh, you became immune or confused. And his health is low too. It's like they're absorbing from each other. Fascinating. I didn't successfully hit that one at all. Alright, alright. Alright, I probably still can't hit you for anything, can I? Oh, you're hittable now. Look at that. Okay. So maybe it's an order. Down you go. Oh, not yet. I got excited, though. Bye. Okay, so I could still solo it without trust. And I smell mechanics. Yeah, I'm gonna say mechanics are there. Like, there's a kill order, or there's a damage type or something. And the other monsters can engage with you too. Interesting. Next up, Newtown Mavopolis. So this says Old Town Novopolis, but I know for a fact it's Newtown. So I don't know why I thought there was a different warp there. But we're just gonna walk there, or try to. I should have grabbed some fire sand. So we're gonna see if I can walk there. L9. So it should be like right here. That was a little bit easier than I expected. But okay, let's see what happens. Oh, okay. Cool trick, bro. Is that why you bind? Should switch to hand for your bony butt. Alright, where are you gonna go now? All the way over there? Okay. You're just gonna come back to me. I don't know what that's all about. Like, teleport out of my range all you want. If you think these other moblins are a threat, they aren't. Maybe you can change his area. Ooh, I don't like those. Oh, I wish I could dispel that. Not a fan of shock spikes. Alright, where are you going now? Yeah, I'm just gonna stand over here. You come back to me, okay? Like, yeah. I already know how this works. I don't get close to you, you draw me in. Yeah. So I think he wants to take me from a journey. I think he's like, do you want to go on a journey with me? Because I want to go on a journey. Man, them shock spikes, though. Did I miss? I did. Uh-oh. Yeah, get me away from all these guys, buddy. Come on. Try to draw me in somewhere else. Thank you. Oh, you still got those, don't you? Come on, where are you going? Oh, you're over here. Okay. Hey, how's it going, buddy? Remember me? I'm that person you keep running away from. Yeah, thank you for switching to shock spikes, by the way. I super appreciate that. Oh, man. Let me tell you what. Yeah, I don't think he went very far that time. They're like, here's your silver voucher and your mess of moblins. Don't worry, guys. I got you. Can't seem to hit this one, though. Yeah, I think you're glitched, bug. I'm gonna go with, you don't need trust still. At least for me. But, oh man, they've made them a bit more challenging now. He took me on a whole journey. He, like, went down... Like, he went all the way through here. I swear it was like he brought us down here. Or up to the entrance, and then all the way back again. It's kind of crazy. Oh, I need earth crystals. Give me? Yes, please. Thank you. Alright, well, let's work on a couple more of these other guys. Some easier ones for me to get to. Rala, Kamir. Kamir's not that bad, actually. Yeah, let's go hit up Kamir Drift's guy. Rala, Kufim. Alright, yeah. Those are all pretty close. Kufim first. I think that's the closest. Dang, Grissner, huh? I don't think those Petra eyes stuck, good sir. But that was a nice try. Yeah, my haste is a little slow for self-skill chaining, huh? Down you go. Nice and easy. Next up. Yeah. Next up, the Kamir Drift one. I think the one time I did this on stream, I don't think you guys got to see those two. So now I've done all of them on stream. Should be right here. Your tattoo's on your tail. Come here, buddy. Come on out. Show your tail. I still can't see it. Show your maelstrom mark. That's what I'm calling it anyway. There it is. Little nappy times as he tries to hit me a few times. You can try. My evasion's very high though. Another one bites the dust. What was the other one I set? I did come here. Ah, Rala. That's right. Good old Rala waterways. For this one, we want to get Eastern Adelan 1. It's the closest entrance. It's over here-ish, I think. There it is. Where's your mark? Oh, it's on your belly. That's right. to make sure I hit you stupid hard, so let's really charge it up, huh? That should have sent me flying, but I was in a corner. So that's good. You're pretty sturdy fish. Most of the other tattoo guys, they didn't hold up so good against me. Well, I guess teleporty guy did real good. Whoopsie. I meant to close that. It's a little slower when you don't have the trusts, but it's part of the challenge. Ooh. You're trying to gnash away? Oh, is that your trick? You get these nasty gnashes and you're just gonna keep spamming them? You must be a samurai. Well, that's another one. Uh-oh. I'm running out of warp stuffs. It's time to pull out the big guns. Alright, so next up, let's do Palbro Mines, Racingima, Talia Downs isn't a bad one actually. Talia Downs. Western All Tap, Racingima, Arapago, Subterrane. There we go. Just collecting some silver vouchers. And they're probably going to get eaten by the Mimic, but you never know. Last time I tried this on stream, I got a Dagon Breastplate and a Pulse. Finished my Ambuscade weapon set. Some things in life are good, and other things are very challenging. Now I wait for him to wake me up. Good luck, Froggy. Oh, wow. I feel like a fool. My mic was on mute. And I've been answering people. Wow. I feel silly. I'm sorry, everybody. Habitations, to answer your question, or congrats on your 2 items from a Venus, is what I was saying earlier. To answer your question, Sunem, how I skip over the Chocobo animations is with an add-on called JA0. It's hidden in the Windower. You can get it by entering the Konami code on the plugins tab. And it adds 3 plugins that are hidden. They ping the servers a little bit harder, which is why they hide them behind a code. They're considered riskier add-ons, but I've used them for years and never had a problem. At least the ones Windower approves. Bahamut KOTD, hello. And Shadow, hello. Favorite Final Fantasy... Well, okay, Terra is my favorite Final Fantasy character from 6, but Shadow is my number 2. Then Sabin, probably. But I'm getting off topic. But yeah, love Shadow. I was wondering why people weren't replying to me. How long have I been playing Final Fantasy XI? Well, it's complicated. I was playing ever since the beta in America. But, like, I worked at GameStop when I was, like, 19 or... It was, like, 18 or 19 or... I can't remember exactly. I was young. And they were like, who wants the Final Fantasy XI beta? Like, who wants to play that crap? And I'm like, me, please times 1,000. It wasn't, a lot of people were playing MMOs on PCs at my store that I was working at, and they kind of thought it was silly that one was going to be on a console. But I was like, I was hype. I like computer ones too, but I love Final Fantasy, so MMO plus Final Fantasy was a win. But, you know, I never played seriously. Like, I mean, I played seriously. What's the best way to word it? I never played, like, I was a follower. And that's not that that's a bad thing. Like, when you're learning, you really do need to follow off of more experienced players. But eventually, I'd say around 2019 or so, I came more serious into the game with a couple friends and my brother, and we were all playing a lot. And I kind of took a more leadership role, and then we made a couple friends, and then they made a couple friends, and before I knew it, I had a link shell. I mean, there's a lot more to this story than that, but at that point, when I had to start leading events and people were looking up to me for the strategies and everything else, I had to do a lot more research into it. So I'd say I've been playing serious endgame 11 and like conquering everything for about 4 years. But before that, I mean, I've been playing, you know, since it came out off and on, and as a healer, I play solo dancer a lot. But I got incredibly serious around 2019. Like, real serious. I had a lot of friends. I was leading a link shell. I'd say it was the highlight for me particularly is from there till about the end of 2022. I've slowed down a little bit since. It was really stressful. I was running 5 events a week. And then I even had leaders running their events. And then I actually even broke the shell into 2. We had our endgame elites. And then social Saints was the social end of the shell where we welcome new players and everything. It got a little intense. A lot of people take things real personal, and there's always a lot of fights. I found myself managing interpersonal drama between people a lot more than I got to play. And I didn't mind it for a little while, especially as people were growing. But, you know, eventually it wears on you. And so I told people back in, I think it was October of last year, that I needed to stop playing full time, that I was going to wind down a little bit, start writing some guides, try to share the information I had learned with people, and focus on helping new players grow so that they can make their own adventures. Oh, geez, he hit me hard. Ho, that hurt. 1300 meteor, you have my attention. Do I have your attention? 50k Ruger Storm to your face. Here's another one. Okay, it didn't do as much. Down you go. And for those that were wondering... Oh, I thought it was on his tail. Was it on his chest? It's on probably the other side of his tail that fell down. But yeah. Yeah. Those are the gates of Altepa, by the way. Part of a mission for the new mission sets in there. So what do we have left? Aw, don't feel bad. Most people that play this game are... I mean, I've got my kids to play and stuff, and I've seen young people play, but it's usually, oh, my dad used to play this, and I wanted to see why they loved it so much. Or my mom used to play it, and I wanted to see why they loved it so much. Or, oh, my dad currently still plays, and I want to play with them sometimes. Or things like that. But, I very rarely have seen a young person stumble into this one on their own. But yeah, on the Siren server in particular, there's a real heavy Japanese player presence. They'll be around in the morning a lot. How long do I got on my warp ring? I should probably just chocobo over to Rabao. Yep, we're just gonna ride over to Rabao. Yeah, but don't feel bad. I mean, honestly, I'll tell you this much. At this point, and I don't want to sound arrogant, because some people say I come off like a scumbag a lot or cocky. I'm a little cocky sometimes, but like I've played with hundreds of players now. I'm thousands at this point probably, and some of them the best players of this entire game. And the most fun that I've had in this game is most of the time just playing with 1 or 2 friends that I like a lot, or new friends that I've made and met in the game. Just doing stuff. Even if it's not something for me, even if it's just something for them. I mean, I have a couple things I don't like I'm not a huge fan of farming for Empyrean weapons for people. I only have one myself. I'm not a big fan of Abyssea. But a lot of other things, like if it involves fighting hard monsters, I'm usually there. And that's the most fun that I personally have. I've enjoyed learning a lot about the crafting system and stuff too. But some people, I'd say not to go all Pokemon Sapphire Violet on you, but you really have to find your own treasure in this game. And for some people, that's just running through the story and calling it good. For some people, that's literally getting every single item that's possible for their favorite job. For some people, that's they're doing everything until they burn out. For some people, that's making 10 characters and selling them. And I mean, happiness in this game is, it varies from person to person. I try not to judge as long as nobody's hurting anybody else. Like back in the day, 11 days, we used to have the notorious monsters. You know, they'd pop between every 4 hours or so. Somebody jacks. I mean, there's still some of that now, but it's rare. If somebody jacks that on you, your last 4 hours went to waste, or somebody comes in and you had a good camp going and they don't care about your camp, and now you guys got crappy XP, or a lot of that bad behavior doesn't really exist in game anymore. There's a little bit of it on certain servers, and there's a lot of cheating on some servers. But what can you do? Tricado. This is an old Link Shell mate friend. And times time. I know everybody here. Ah! Let's wave to times time. When you've been playing a lot of years, you know? I ran right past the crystal like a derp, though. Yeah, we... Honestly... Not to like get too into it, but I'd say that was a big part of my stress in Link Shell. And like there would be times we'd take 2 alliances into Dynamis. Like I'd set up the first alliance and then I'd start setting up a second alliance with somebody I trusted, and both alliances would go through Dynamis Divergence. Like that's how big some of our events were. So going down to Swordy with 6 people, it crushed me. Like, I don't know if anybody looks back to my records on, I don't know if anybody ever pays attention to Final Fantasy official forum, but a couple months ago, I begged Matsui. I'm like, please, for the love of all things sacred, I'm begging you. I even said I'm begging. 18-man Swordy. Like, please 18-man Swordy. Because we needed it, and it never happened. And it's a real shame. It's a real shame. I hope they still change it. Harapago, Adawea, that's a book. That's a book. Bucidine Glacier. Oh, that's right outside of Fayen. Yeah, let's do that one. Yeah. Yeah. And then if you want to charge something, then one person's missing, and then you get a sub, but the sub has a Corsair and a Bard, but you already have a person with a Corsair and a Bard, and it's a lot of drama. It is. I love the battles. I love the challenge. I love the rewards. They're strong. But I do not like how it forces people into places they don't want to be. Oh, here you go. You want to see some Gil selling? Somebody bought some Gil on Siren. Someone bought some Gil on Siren, and now the Galka bot army is making the money for them. There, go bot army, go! Make Gil for that person with a credit card. Oh, sorry, don't mind me, y'all. I'm a little, yeah. There's some things you just kind of gotta laugh off, you know? I only get sad when people act like because they had the credit card and they bought everything that they're good at this game. And it's like, I could tell within 10 seconds of you fighting something if you're good at this game or if you just bought everything you have. Maybe not 10 seconds. It might take a full minute depending on what they're fighting. But yeah, I would love to see more large group content. When I look through the data, there are 5 blank zones. And I'm wondering what they're going to be. I wonder if we're going to get more Eshas, or maybe they'll call them... well, it'd be some Maelstroms, maybe, because of the Maelstrom Mage. But even if they're just recycled versions of zones we already have that have been underused, I'm game. I'm game. If the content itself is new, I don't care if the paint is like, oh, we had to reuse a zone and da-da-da-da-da. Like, I used to be kind of resentful about that back when Wings came out. Like, I was like, oh, half of this expansion is just recycled. But as much as I love Dancer, but like, I understand there's only like 10 people over there. It's not a lot of people to work on content. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I would even say that, like, if you start letting more people in there, right? That you could take away some of the RP. Like, okay, maybe it's not like on a charge run, it's not everybody gets 5,000. Maybe everybody gets 1,000. But it's 18 people getting 1,000 RP. So, like, there's a lot of ways I could set up events and people and things. And it's a shame. I'm really worried about it. But at the same time, I love this game. And I could still enjoy it low man and solo and stuff. But I definitely feel like there was a blow. It really hurt large link shells that had set up and worked really hard preparing for the new big content they were promising us. And then instead it was just tiny group content. And like, they'd even said that you would, to get +3 Empyrean, you would need a group. You don't need a group. You can take off your armor and walk to the part E and bam, there you go. I mean, yeah, you're going to need a lot of muffins, but you can do that solo over a period of a month. It'd be slower. But, you know, it felt like we did a lot of prep for nothing. And then, you know, you always have those multi-box players that have multiple characters, and they want to get all their characters in too, and it just is a mess. I still like the content, it needs to be adjusted to be better for large groups. Like, I saw what they were going for. It's like Vagary and Omen had a baby. Can't take my TP if I don't have any. Hee hee. But yeah, I feel bad now. I had all these people ask me questions earlier. I thought I was answering them. I'm an amateur streamer. I gotta get better at it. It's probably I only have like 200 some subscribers. I'm not Asmon Gold level. Now it's probably because I play a somewhat older game. But I love it so. I love this game. If you guys have seen my streams before, I play other games. Like, I've been playing the new Pokemon and other stuff. But, yeah. This is one of my favorites. Stakini earrings. You have to tell me where those could come from. I would love Stakini earrings. No, I do use Stakini rings, though, on my mages and even on my melees when I'm trying to use magic accuracy. So it's like, okay. So as long as you're having fun, it doesn't matter. Yes, absolutely. I love my Stakini rings. I keep them both in my box one. See? Stakini ring 1, Stakini ring 2. And one day, I might be able to trade them in for a signed one from a goldsmither that I'm fond of. We'll have to see. I know a couple goldsmithers, but nobody's ever made me a signed one yet. One day. And then they could sell the one and I'll keep the signed one. It's happened for a few of my gears. Where was I? Peculiar Foes 7. Subterrane. K. Darva. Book. Long Walk. Super Long Walk. Yeah, they're about that bad on here too. I mean, it really just comes down to saving. I know it sounds so silly, but like what I tend to do is instead of thinking of all the things you need and like how overwhelming it is because you'll just get crushed by the pressure, instead set a focus. So like I'm going to show you guys what I did this week. I mean, I'm doing this now, but when I first started this week, I was like, okay, Ambuscade red mages have become very key. Monks have become very key for this month's Ambuscade, and I need to polish those sets off because I was disappointed with my performance. So my goal was to clean up my red mage sets and my monk sets. So I already did my monk sets earlier in the week. And so now what I've been doing is I've been updating my red mage stuff. So I have all this JSE I've been upgrading. Lethargy +2, Lethargy +2, Lethargy 1, Lethargy 1, Videation Boots 3. So I'm really trying to pump my red mage's ability to be able to make enfeebling better. Because when I pull out my red mage, I'm usually enfeebling, since I have other jobs that I can do to cover the other roles, such as my white mage for healing. Bring me to Wajawam. Yes. Yeah, they are so expensive though. And but they're worth it. There's some things you should go after first. Like when some people say, "Oh, you need to have that," or "You need to have that," or "You need to have that," like that's not always true. Like sticky rings should not be the first thing you spend your gil on. But they might not want to be the last. Like you probably would get them before you go after a Rama. If you're a mage. But oh, back to perspective. Those red mage gear that I worked on, I mean, this was about 10 million gil. Just to get all this all sorted and done, especially these boots. These boots is what really killed me. Dynamis mats are not cheap, especially for red mage, and even if you've been farming them for years. But yeah, so that was my goal. And then I always work on my crafting. Like lately I've been trying to finish my cloth craft shield. So when I log into the day, it's, okay, do my crafting goals for the day. See if anybody's doing anything while I'm logged on. Help them with that. And then work on, if it's not, and nobody's up to anything and it's just a slow day, work on my red mage and my monk stuff. And that's what I've been doing. Now, since I'm streaming today, I wanted it to be a little more entertaining. I didn't want you guys just to sit there and see me play with crystals all day. So I was like, what should I fight? And I threw a couple suggestions out to the link shell. We did a bunch of stuff like Ambuscade and stuff earlier. And then when I was finally ready to stream, nobody was on. So, or Miru popped too. So I think everybody was kind of burned out from Miru. I'd say you can make, if you try really hard, even a lower geared player can make about 5 million gil, I'd say, in 2 hours. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more, depending on what you use and what you do. That's not always like, you can't do 5 million every 2 hours every day, because some of that stuff is going to be limited to daily lockouts like Odyssey. But assuming you dedicate an hour to gil farming a day, you'd have it in a week. Less than. But you can't spend any of that gil on other stuff, too. That's the other challenge is you see your gil total come up, I'll be like, ooh, I really want this one thing. Or, oh, now all of a sudden I saw this other player play this job I love, and I want to gear that job, too. And then all of a sudden you're distracted. That's what I see happen with a lot of people. You gotta be really clear with your goals. I sometimes like to write them on paper. Like, I'll fold a piece of paper in half at the start of the week, and I'll write my goals on it, and then cross them off as I keep going. Clerk's torque +1 first. That's smart, Shadow, to hide your money sometimes, but I think deep down inside you probably still know how much you have. You're just making it harder to get to so you don't spend it so quickly. So that's a good effect. But, oh, that's a good question. Thrash. For a white mage, I'd probably say at least one sticky ring before the Cleric's Torque. Because the Cleric's Torque, like, you're talking about the artifact body, right? I'll have to see if I can get to it from a menu here. So this is the artifact body, Theophany. Piety is the relic. And then Ebers is the Empyrean. Does it? I feel like it tells me how much is in there when I make a deposit. But then again, I can't say I've looked. You might be right, Shadow. I'm not 100% on that. That might be a pretty clever... What I meant, though, was just in your heart. Like, I always have a vague idea of how much money I have, or if I've been holding on to stuff that I could sell in the auction house, or all that. Oh, the JSE neck. Get the JSE neck first. But I wouldn't go +1. Don't get the clerk... Actually, let's pause on that. Clerk's Torque +2 is a waste of gil. Sorry. I mean, I'm sure that some people may argue for the fast cast, but let me just... I've been rocking the NQ this whole time. It's not even finished auging. Shows you how much I only put it on for erases, honestly. Like, don't get the +2. If you get lucky enough to find an NQ in there, great. But honestly, usually crafters won't even try to make an NQ. But a +1, the only reason you'd ever want a +2 is for the fast cast going all the way up to, I think, 8 or 7. And honestly, you're not banging for fast cast that hard. There's other places you can get to 80 fast cast. Like, this alone has 5 once it's auged. But, like, let's say you don't want to spend a gazillion gil on that, right? There's other free things you can get. Let's see if I pull it up. I will find this, I promise. Encanters or Emila. So this comes from Moblin Maze Mongers, and it has fast cast 5, right? So it's like, there's your fast cast. All you need the JSE neck for is erase +1, and the NQ has that too. Once you have erase +1, you're golden. You're taking off 2 ailments per erase cast. So it doesn't matter what quality it is, as long as you have it on when you're casting erase. This may be something to suggest saving some money. Spend 500k on an NQ neck. And the Ramen neck's a great option too. That's only fast cast 4 instead of fast cast 5, but hey, if it's a lot less random than Moblin Maze Mongers. But yeah, I wouldn't get a +2 clerk neck, not at all. I would go sticky ring then and get an NQ clerk neck. Yay, I've waited 2 minutes. Yeah, I would definitely say, yeah, go after the Rama high tier battlefield neck. I think it's called the Volt Surge neck. Or the Unreal one I showed you. Or even an NQ fully auged White Mage one has 5, which is still plenty. Like, I'll pull up my White Mage fast. I call this my Universal Mage. I've shown this in a video before, but I'll pull it out again. Now, granted, some of these are super rare. Like, this drops off of Water of Courage. It's his rarest drop. I don't expect people to get that. But Inyaga has more fast cast than this, and it's from Ambuscade. Or like the Volte legs. Like, these are from Dynamis Divergence. Super rare. Okay, so maybe you're not going to get fast cast 8 on the leg slot. But Promathia's high tier battlefield has a fast cast 4 leg slot. So, like, there are options. Or like Navon Kakarot, this comes from a hard racing Jima, but it has 5 fast casts. But there's a UNM that drops Regal Pumps on the Valkyrie Emperor equivalent. And you can upgrade those and augment those to have tons of fast casts. So, like, there's always options out there. This belt is 1,000. Yeah, Yamo has fast cast 6%. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I may have these incredibly rare pieces here, but the reason I use these instead is just because they're higher sometimes in fast cast or the magic evasion. So, like, this is big. I don't like getting snuck and hit with a paralyze when I run in to go do something or things like that. And then in the case of this has a sphere effect where it gives magic attack bonus 10. So I like having that up because just in those rare instances I'm healing somebody and some mage happens to be casting, they might get a free boost. Yeah, keep an eye out for the NQ. I mean, there's chances somebody might get it from a goblin and dump it on the auction house. That's usually what happens. Or some poor crafter didn't realize how not worth their time it is to make an NQ. But if you're lucky enough to get your hands on an NQ White Mage neck, I'd hold on to that. I got a little distracted. Which one was I on? Arapago Reef. Yeah, let's book to Kedarva Meyer. I'm glad I could help. I feel bad because I did answer some questions earlier and they probably left and was like, this scumbag's ignoring me. Looking to pick up retail after playing private servers for 3 years. What are your opinions on multi-boxing 2 to 5 characters like Edgen? I don't like it myself, but that doesn't mean it's not a way to play. I know tons of multi-boxers. In my own link shell, I have a guy who has 5 characters, 3 characters, a bunch. Actually, I take it back. August probably has, like... He jokes to me that he could bring as many characters as I need. I've half tempted to try to see if he could get me 17 characters for a full alliance. But I don't think that's going to happen. However, you know, here's the thing, right? You're fine as long as you're not expecting everybody in the server to care about all of your characters as much as your main. And I don't know if you have that problem in private servers. I wish I had as much experience in them to talk about that. But, like, we'll have these times where somebody's like, we bust our butt to get somebody a K shield, which is this really hard to get shield from a hard boss. It's a tough magic fight. And then all of a sudden they're like, all right, now I need to get 3 more for each of my additional characters. And for a character like me that plays one character, that makes me want to jump off a cliff. So, like, I love helping players, but I hate helping their 9 additional characters. It's one thing if it's like they're playing them good and they know, but it's another thing if they expect that character to stand there, do nothing, and then they're playing their main, and then they get all these rewards for standing there and doing nothing. It's hard, because you got to pick up the weight for that person. Now, Edgen in particular knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing with each of those characters. He has a job set up for all of them. He has the supports all lined up and everything. So he uses it well. But personally for me, it's not my style. My daughter has an account, and I've played with her occasionally. And in a pinch, I may play super buff songs on myself or something to give myself a boost. But it's a lot of work. I think it kind of will distract you from how much gil or what you spend, or a lot of missions. Having to do the missions 5 times over in a row can be kind of challenging. But Other than those things, it's a valid way to play. As long as you don't find that stuff like the send add-on and things like that frustrating, you're good. And as long as you don't try to pressure other people to care about every single one of your characters or you're deceptive with them, you should be fine. Oh, I actually do need to run into Arapago. Y'all gonna get to see me eat the Mimic. So what private server have you been playing on? I'm guessing either a lot of people have been doing Horizon. I hear there's like 2,000 people in Valkyrie Dunes. I installed it, and then I didn't even like create a character because somebody was telling me there was 2,000 people in Valkyrie, and I'm like, well, that sounds not fun at all. There is such a thing as too much. I don't even know how the server could handle 2,000 people in Valkyrie Dunes. Private or public. Yeah, I'm sorry I rant sometimes. I would just tell you this much. Don't feel afraid to do it. You're not going to get banned. Oh, you play on Eden? Yeah, Eden's been around a long time. I've seen Pro Jared play on Eden and a couple of other players. One of Ultracado in particular, the one you saw me run past in Rabao. I believe he is a pretty hardcore geared Dragoon on Eden. I don't know if it has the same name. Might just be Ultra or something. But he used to tell us stories about Eden and how they added certain things. No, I didn't think it is 75 era. They've changed the XP a little bit in various things, and certain things are broken. But I like the fact they got past the play online boss. You know, that's whenever I try to bring somebody to this game, that's usually where they get stuck, and then they never play Final Fantasy XI. This one's got the mark on where you would have a bow on your head. All the Malboros always have kind of a feminine twist. Even though this is the Emperor. This month, yeah. And last month. Oh, I would love if Yoshi P fixed the play online boss. Bring him over from Final Fantasy for a day and let him take his katana to it. We will never miss it ever again. Should I imagine just clicking Final Fantasy XI and Final Fantasy XI actually loading? Oh my god, that would be amazing. Yeah, oh, it's a better install. They have improved. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say they don't try. Retail team, they're working their butts off with what they got. Matsui and everybody on team there, they've really added a lot to this game, and I really love retail. But you could tell that, you know, there's still definitely some problems. Like, there's no GM support anymore. Like, I don't know in private servers if people deal with cheating very well, but if somebody's cheating in this game, like, good luck. I've only ever seen, like, 10 people ever get banned in, like, the past 5 years. And they were, like, really cheating. And then even, like, the ones that did get banned, some of them weren't even that hardcore of the cheaters. They were more like the light cheaters. And they've said that back when Rhapsody Savannah DL finished. And now they've changed things. They put it on a private cloud server. So, like, all our inventories are on cloud server now. That's why they were able to double the inventory limits. A lot of things have been getting updated. However, yes, I agree that there's certain things that they just don't think they can fix. They tried to do stuff with certain filters. I'm glad they didn't break the game yet with that. All the chatting SE removed is back. You mean like the crazy conspiracy theorist stuff? And people shouting in Juno about how we must repent? Alchemy to 14 and you're rich? That's not that hard. I'm guessing for the sneak potions and stuff. Oh, NPC holy waters? That's weird. You know, holy waters are pretty high up in alchemy, at least in retail. I wonder if they were easier to make earlier on. I don't remember. See, that's more what I'm used to. I remember doing holy waters from like 38 alchemy all the way up to like 60 or something crazy. Holy waters covered a huge amount. Gotcha. So they have all the stuff back there that people would abuse to generate gil. Well, okay, I got you on one. In retail, you used to be able to use sparks, which are these points you would get by killing shit, and then you could trade them in and sell them for stuff for gil. Now, Square Enix has limited how much of that you can do a week. But people used to literally stop what they were doing when that thing came out to go do sparks. Of course, it was good to chat, Stash. Let's see, what does Shadow say here? What I don't get is why they haven't touched the gardening system from old. Yes. Well, if you're using the arcane flower pot, Shadow, yes. I think it quadruples the grow time. We're almost done. I think I only have a couple more of these bad boys left. And I have done all 15 on the stream. Let's see what we got. Subterrane, Kadarvamire, Mount Zayum. Kadarvamire is an easy one to get to. Chocobo Blinkers and Abyssia. Yeah, Boyo Tree. Yeah. Well, there's still plenty of ways to make gil in 11 retail. There really is. Like, so Odyssey is a daily thing you can go in. I can make up 200k to 1 million gil a day just doing Odyssey. Maybe I've done over a million, but you 100% need a strong group to break 1 million. Yeah, I can see how that would be a problem. So eventually those people will make tons of gil, right? And if Horizon doesn't deal with it, then they'll control the economy for the rest of the server's life. So next we're heading past... Oh yeah. Yeah, Void Watch stuff. People sell heavy metal plates like crazy. The bonus just left this month. So now what people are doing is they're doing the orb bonus. Macrocosmic Orb. Sometimes drops heavy metal plates and the Zalos orbs and stuff. Let's go spam those. Zalos orbs are really good if you're trying to upgrade your Empyrean gear too. I'm actually going to be making a video. Well, I say that, but I have a list of videos to make, and I've been a little rough with it. Not to get into too many personal details, but work has been rough. And then after a lot of hard work, I was told not to come back. So now I'm seeking another job. So I have a little bit of time to make videos. So I might pump a couple out while I have all this free time. The real dream would be able to do something like this full time, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. Yeah, I have 3 videos on how to make gil. I vary them from beginner methods, and then I get into more advanced grouping methods. They're all still relevant. Oh, he put me to sleep. Oh, Abjuration -1 items. You can use those to craft better the modern obdurations. Like, you can use the old obduration -1s, and then you can save a lot of gil to try to craft the modern ones. You know, it's one I didn't mention in my guild guide at all, Shadow, if you've watched all 3 of them. That is why I gotta update them at some point, add some more methods. Walk of Echoes. I didn't bring up how to make gil and Walk of Echoes at all. And I didn't get into the detail of how to make gil crafting, but, I mean, it's like 3 hours of video. That's like Lord of the Rings level. Bye, Vampire. Ooh. How can I get out of here quick? Well, I've lost tons of gil on it. But, yeah, I've been working on my cloth craft. Yeah, it's true, but so, like, certain crafts have certain things. There's certain things that people use and go through all the time. Every craft has a profitable route, but finding it is always tough. Your guys' servers sound really different. A lot of Walk of Echo stuff I have, I'm in there alone. I'll be like, oh man, I'm losing. I hope somebody gets in here to help. So, what would be a fast way for me to get out of here? I don't have... Oh, I know what I can do. I'll use my Maya ring. Yeah, they're active now. Super useful. Here's an old trick when you're going too fast for your warp ring. Used to do this on my white mage all the time. It might not be as fast as I remember, but oh well, we're gonna give it a try. There's a multi-boxer. Kobe, he's one of, I think he has like 5 characters. So yeah, he's a good player, has a bunch of characters. Oh wait, I'm gonna act like I'm going to race Jima. No, no, no. By the time I finish this walk, my ring will be recharged. But I'm gonna need it soon anyway for the next one, so I may as well just do it this way. So what orb are best with the campaign? Yeah, it's still Jurassic Park. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Personally, well, you know, some people would argue with me about the Yagudo one. I like the Yagudo one personally because the thing that the Gata is made out of drops from there, the Astral Sigil. But some of the other macros could be argued to be better. Like, I know a lot of people like, what is it, the one in the Den of Rancor one with the Sahagin, I know is really popular with people because he can kill it real quick. But I don't like that one as much because it has a Benediction mob, even if they do drop real quick. Don't feel too bad about dying on Walk of Echoes, by the way. The final Walk of Echoes is Surged is actually pretty freaking hard. It has hybrid elementals in there and all the Catarae and stuff, and they'll mess you up solo. Even my character now would struggle in there. Like, I would want to bring a couple friends. There's a Vorse heal you get from beating it, too. That's what actually, how I figured it out. Really, you just want to avoid the hybrid elementals. They're really bad. Like, The one that has with the terror will spectral flow you, tear you, rip off your clothes. I don't think so. No, I think I just did it for the Vorseal. All the other ones are better for money. Vorseal was nice though. But yeah, so here's a quick little trick, right? And then there's a field manual right here. Or not field manual, but you know. Survival guide. And then I can just take this right to Kadarva Mire, or Adawea Subterrane. And then from this one, I'll have one more, and then I'm going to go get eaten by some mimics. Does anything drop good in the Surge version? I already answered that. Oh, my bad. For a second, I thought I had a new question. I'm like, what did I miss? I love this song. Oh, I wouldn't worry too much about your reputation on that kind of stuff. Flukes happen. Your reputation will get ruined by lotting something you're not supposed to lot. I've had to kick people from my link shell for lotting an OU drop that they weren't supposed to have, or taking 2 OU drops. We've always had a policy that unless everybody in the group agrees, you can't go after 2 of a super rare drop. Unless everybody in the alliance is like, I don't need it, I don't need it, I don't need it. And for 2 times in a row, this one guy just ignored every instruction. He's a samurai that just wanted to Fudo and Hasso everything. And eventually I was just like, dude, I gotta kick you. Like, I know, I like you as a person. Like, I've tried to help you a bunch, but you just do whatever the fuck you want. And we can't have that. Like, you're taking good drops from people that everybody's working hard for. Like, so for him to walk out with 4 OU drops over a period of a couple weeks, and the first week it's like, oh, I misheard. And we're all kind of giving the benefit of the doubt, like, okay, fine. Maybe you misheard. And then the second week it happens, it's like, no, you're a piece of crap. Get out of here. So to me, like, that'll ruin your reputation more than anything. Like, that made that character's, like, he can barely get in a group anymore now. Because people just don't want to play with him. Because they're afraid he's going to steal their drops. Whereas, like, if you die occasionally, I mean, we've all been newbies. But, yeah, stealing stuff from people, man, or just being shady in general, or always wanting things, and then never being willing to help people. Like, if you log in, and the moment you log in, you're like, I really need 10,000 Ambuscade points to finish my Ambuscade weapon. Or, oh, I really wish I had a pulse weapon. And every time you log in and you're just talking about what you want, and you're never looking to help anybody else, nobody's going to like you. It's just, like, I don't want to be blunt about it or an asshole, but, like, it's just true. Like, to make friends in anything, in life, or in this game, you got to think of people other than just yourself. So it always bummed me out when I'd have to kick somebody. I've only ever had to kick 5 people in all the years I ran a link shell. But I remember every single one. And they were all for different reasons too, ironically. This guy's gonna go down like a sack of potatoes. Next. Fair. I've never been kicked from a link shell, but I have been kicked from a group. And ironically, that was a big motivator to me recruiting more people to my link shell. I won't say the character's name. I'm still friends with that character. But we had some tough times. And they're a very challenging person. And anybody on Sire knows who I'm talking about, so I don't even need to say their name. But, yeah. Yeah, I made a big pink link shell, and I named it kicked by, and then that character's name. And they begged me to change it eventually. What's my last one? I think it's probably Haslam, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. Oh, okay. You ready for this? Go to Old Town Mavopolis. If you don't have the HP crystal. First, if you have the HP crystal, just HP there with the crystal. But if you don't, go up to North Gustaberg like you're heading to Mavopolis. Go in the South Cave. There's a goblin right by the entrance shadow. Trade him 10,000 gil, and he'll play the dice game with you. You can trade him less, but the odds are way less in your favor. If you trade him 10,000 gil, you have a 50-50 shot of winning, and if you win, he'll teleport you to Mineshaft. Then you just turn around and hit the crystal. Yeah, I was pretty hard about people leaving my shell or also wearing my colors and crap. You know, it's competitive. People want things. If you're telling them I'm going to do it next week and some other shell is doing it that night, they may get it done just because they don't want to wait for you. That kind of lack of loyalty and stuff definitely gets... It got me mad a lot. And I think I had to learn as time had gone on that, you know, people aren't always trying to screw everybody over. Sometimes it's just opportunities and they want a shot at it. But yeah, I've seen that happen. I've seen what you're describing happen. So you had the skill to back up your gear. That's a tough one. I'd have to see you play. Honestly, if I saw you play, I would have comments. I promise. And some of them would probably be positive, and some of them would be negative. And whether or not you did anything about them would be up to you. But yeah, I definitely have seen a lot of people grow. Oh yeah, survival guide's not going to get you there. So yeah, try that goblin at the entrance shadow, and then just make sure you run backwards out of the zone, back into Newtown Mavopolis, because there's a crystal right there. I run Dynamis, well, my Link Shell runs Dynamis D's on Wednesdays to do clears for people who need clears of the Wave 1. That gets you the +3 armor upgrade. But for the final stage, for augmenting legendary weapons, that's a level of skill that is very high. And I was always very nervous to bring people in, because if they messed up even once, they could ruin it for everybody. And I needed to know that they were trustworthy before I let them come in to stuff that difficult. So I guess it depends on what type of Dynamis D you were trying to do. Like if you're trying to get a full 3-wave zone clear, I would be just as harsh. It's not an easy thing to do. But I've done it a ton of times. I have all the videos on YouTube, but those were never easy. If you're just trying to get a wave 1 clear, though, I think they're being a little insane. Like, it's not that hard. I can solo a wave 1 clear. I mean, it won't let me in by myself, but Corsair Sub Ninja, give me like a half hour. I did Dynamis 75. It's harder than that. Trust me. It's harder than that by like a landslide. It's harder than Dream Dynamis. Modern Final Fantasy is hard. And that's probably part of the reason that a lot of people struggle with this, because they don't take the time to figure it out. Like, we know about the math in the game now. We know what the caps are. We know accuracy values. We know what every ability does. We know how they correlate together. A lot of people back in the 75 year didn't know any of that. So, like, they were just guessing. And, like, half the players in the Link Shell would kind of know what they were doing. But the other half definitely knew what they were doing. Now it's like you can't have that level of... That's why they let so many bodies in too, is because like half the people didn't know what they were doing. There's just no other way. But yeah, Wave 3 is harder than Dream Dynamis. Easily. Wave 2, Wave 1, nah, they're about the same. Wave 1 and Wave 2 are pretty identical to what you would remember as Dynamis. And the original, not the rehash. It's Wave 1 and Wave 2 Dynamis Divergence is identical to Dynamis 1.0. Oh, I went the wrong way. And then Wave 3 is a whole new world where they take the Volte mobs from original Dynamis and they crank them to 1000. Like, when I think back on my time of doing Dynamis back then, I was a healer, right? And I was put in the main heal role a couple times in Dream Dynamis. That was so easy compared to healing now. Like, I could have probably taken a nap. I was on my knee half the time, refilling MP. Whereas now it's like if you're not looking at the screen for a second, somebody could be dead. Yeah. Oh, you're the sleeper? Oh, that's a dangerous job. You ate floor a lot, I bet. Oh my god. The sleepers and the poolers, man, I was raising them every... This is like most of my MP. Raise the sleeper, raise the pooler. Oh, wrong way. I think I... Oh, did I do the wrong? No, I think I'm good. I forgot to re-upload my map pack since the update, so I'm guessing off of unmarked maps. Oh, no, that's a Havlon. Yeah, I get really harsh with people now in Modern. Like, they'll come in, like, all right, let me switch to my DPS set. You all see me in my hybrid set all the time because I just wear it all the time. But this is my DPS set, right? Do I use it? Yeah, of course. Just not very often. I have to have a proper tank and be properly buffed and everything to make the most of it. Most of the time I'm in a hybrid set because I don't want to get hit. It's like, if I don't have to heal myself every 2 seconds or worry about that kind of stuff. Yeah, I agree. People are stubborn. I still have a lot to do. I don't have to do Dyna yet. Yeah, that's what I mean. So yeah, another thing is, yeah, don't pressure yourself too. Like, if you don't have a legendary weapon yet to upgrade and augment, who cares? It's not that big a deal. Like, the real thing you're going to be asking yourself is, once you've done it all, what do you do next? So, like, some people will be quitting the game, right? And then other people start learning other jobs or helping others and stuff like that. Don't obsess so much over the end. Try to enjoy the journey. Because once you get to the end, you have to find a new journey. Like, I have, like, almost everything I could ever want in this game. Do I want more? Of course. I'm human. All humans want more. But I have pretty much everything I could have. Any goal I'd ever set when I started playing this game, I have it. Except, I guess, maybe the Dancer Mythic, but I'll probably have that in a couple weeks. But, like, really, it just comes down to finding the joy in the things that you do, finding the joy in the people you hang out with, finding the joy in the learning new things. Because the items themselves, they'll come. They'll come and they'll go. See how much damage I'm taking in my DPS set? He just hit me for Eriga. Fire, 529. Oh, 1,000 Blizzard. He's going to kill me. Right? So, let's switch. Before he kills me. Switch back to DT set. Now how much you going to hit me for, buddy? 101. Or 104. I mean, just look at the damage differences there. It's night and day. Like, it's not even... And, like, that's a pro-level DPS set that I was in. That's, like, perfect geared. Like, the best gear in the game. And that's the level of damage differences. Yeah, Alex farming sucks. I usually just tend to buy all the stuff off of Ambuscade, shake that little Taru of all his little Alex for the month, and then I bring it over to the Rat Man and keep that tradition going. D-Ring? Yeah, D-Ring's great. You know what's funny? I'll tell you this much, Habinations. I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, Habinations. When I got my D-Ring, that's when the game started looking up for me. The game started really getting better because I started being able to do more sets. I wasn't constantly jonesing for like damage taken. I could flex out my gear more. I could try different weapons. I could try different rings. It was nice. I really enjoyed it. I found like that was a big transition point for me. When I had to try 134 times though. No joke. Now I switch to Alien Edge. Alright, so his head's gonna get spiky now. He's gonna get real resistant to physical. Looks like a little wood shell wanted to come say hello. Hey, Woodshell, let's beat you up real quick. Use some easy TP. Combo? Yes. You don't have spiky head yet. I hate shock spikes! I've dealt with shock spikes 3 or so times throughout this NM set. Just nothing so awkward about standing there and looking at each other. You never got the spiky head this time. Interesting. Alright then. Well, y'all know what time it is next. It's time to go get eaten by some mimics. It's mimic time. Time to go get eaten by some mimics. Or maybe get a malignant's head. But yeah, if they introduce a ton of new zones with this Voracious Resurgence and there's an 18-man content and it's hard and challenging, oh my god, I would murder. Oh, I've done the easy Lilith fight. I've beaten the VD before. But as far as the reason I do the VEs in the videos is because I'm trying to teach others what the practical way to do it. E introduces Charm and Dread Spikes. So with how rare the drops are and the rate of the drops, you just want to spam VE. Or if you have a group and a powerful Subtle Blow Monk, then VD spams are good, but as soon as Lilith gets a move off, you're toast. The goal is to beat her before she even gets a single move off. Yeah, you get titles from beating all the VDs as well. It's kind of nice. Actually, before I go in and get eaten by a Mimic, Let me show you a little trick so you can keep track. So in Bastock, Raving Opossum is the high tier battlefield NPC, but you would just go to your battlefield NPC and you go to viewing accomplishments, right? And then you'll see down here where you see it says honors next to all their names. That means that you beat them on difficult or very difficult. And that's how you can keep track. So the title comes from the very difficult, honors comes from the difficult, and then having access to those comes from beating the end difficulty. And then when I go to my tier 1 list, honors. Yeah. I forget what, this was actually pretty recently. I forget one day me and my friends were bored and we're like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I want to get honors in all the high tier battlefields. Yep. That's one way you can go about it, that Shadow. It's a tricky way. There's a couple different ways you can go about fighting her legitimately. It's, like, one way I've seen is 2 parties. You can do 2 parties where one party's the tank person that pulls it, and the other party's out of, like, you all go in together, drop party, tank and healer goes one way, then you make a separate party of the DPSs. They can't get hit by the doom from the Grive race. Or however you would say them, jives. I'm really bad with pronunciation of some things. Yeah, Lilith is one, or if you haven't tried Shinryu yet, Habinations, Shinryu is bring holy water. But yeah. Alright, it's time for getting eaten by the Mimic 1.0. Are we going with the riskier one first? Yeah, of course we are. Venus Orb first, let's go! Defender's more reliable, it lasts longer. If you're talking about VE spams, yeah, you can just go in any DPS sub-defender or sub-war defender. Once it Zansukins all your trust die, and then you clean them up. If you're trying to do higher, Red Mage Sub Ninja, level 1 weapons, and end spell him to death. Because end spell damage doesn't feed TP. And you can literally end spell him to death. Just keep him silenced, you know, keep his buffs away, dispel his buffs, and he won't get nothing. Noise. Thud. Nope, that's not a large thud. Oh, double thud. No loud clanking sound. Guess I'm going for a rainbow. You already see me get eaten? Noise. There it is. Now, just so you all know, new players, if you got 2 thuds like that, I'd tell you to exit. But because I have so much in the game already, it's loud thuds or nothing. Yeah, if your main DPS shadow is Blue Mage, though, should be just fine. Just keep Cocoon up the whole time. Make sure you keep Ullr dispelled. ULLR. Ullr, or however pronounced Ullr. Because that raises his attack. If his attack gets high enough, it can overcome your defense buff. The real pain in the butt is Alexander. He sucks. Honestly, 2 out of the 4 drops of his I have or whatever, I got from the Montrove. Because my god, like the shield, screw farming that shield. Eventually I just gave up. I was like, alright, whatever. I don't want it that bad. It's not that good. Like, it's great for Red Mage, but like that's the only job that it really aces out on. And then eventually Montrove to the win. It's like, alright, I wanted it. Alright, Mars Orb. Are you going to be as disappointing as the Venus Orb? Maybe Grayson will upgrade me. Give it back to free. He'll be like, I know it didn't work out for you. But like I told you, I got Dagon Breastplate last time I did this. So I'm not expecting anything. But we'll see. Noise. 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 And there's a bang, which means there's a loud thud hidden in here somewhere. Nope, still a loud thud. Nope, it's still out there. Oh, womp womp. Alright, let's see if I get a freebie. So this is a new adjustment for some of you guys if you didn't know about this. You can trade these back, and sometimes they'll let you go in again. Oh yeah, Ninja Sub Warrior should be fine. Odin's accuracy is so low, just the biggest danger you'll be under is forgetting to check your shadows. You'll be like, oh, I put Utsasemi San up 10 minutes ago, and he finally wore through it. Aw, orange juice. Boo. Apple juice. Boo. All that hard work for apple juice and orange juice. Better luck next month, right? After all that hard work, I'm thirsty. Let's drink some good old OJ. Nom noms. I think I got them all done though, yeah? Yep. You're a player on Phoenix? Is Phoenix a server still? I sound dumb now. I didn't know if Phoenix is still a server. I guess so. Oh, Ganondorf. Kind of like Ganondorf, but they wouldn't let you use all letters, or couldn't get Ganondorf. Probably too close to Nintendo, and they were like, nah. I wasn't allowed to have Sakura when I made Shuko. It was a reserved name. Well, everybody, I think I'm coming up to the end here. We've definitely done Amiru. I tried to poke people for Ambuscade, and they weren't feeling it. And so we did Awoken mobs. And you got to see the 2 new ones that came out this month. Does anybody have any other questions for me before I close down the stream? I'm going to hop in my mod house here, too. Got my little station here. The new prismatic chest. Welcome to my clothcraft store, where we have a lot of treasure chests, apparently. But, you know, we also sell clothes. They're in the chests. Little fishies. I have stuff upstairs, too. But, yeah. One of my Link Shell members helped me get this. 2 of my Link Shell members. Oh, the world map desk? The world map desk comes from Neo Isle when it's on a bonus. It can come from a +2 box. +2 box, question mark, question mark, question mark. My little relaxing spot with my Sakura blossoms. I love how the little cherry blossoms fall down. It's a nice touch, Japan. But yeah, everybody, I appreciate everybody watching. I'm gonna switch over to my room here, or my VTuber room. Okay. Well, we did it. So next week is probably gonna be more of the Pokemon Violet, as I go through some more of that. But I promise everybody that I'm actually going to be having some Final Fantasy XI videos come out this week. At least one. I have a lot of ideas. A lot of people online have been messaging me with great ideas. And so I'm going to start making some of them. There's some I didn't even think about that were just good suggestions from other people. And I'm like, oh, I never thought of making a video of that. Or they're like, I looked through your stuff and I noticed I don't know how to do this. You never made a video about it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess I didn't. So, yeah, we're going to try to cover some of that. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much. Take care, and I'll see you next week.